The divine bliss, which is the source of all happiness, is related to its knowledge that was revealed in its original form by the supreme divine power, Krishna, during his miraculous appearance in this world. That was the Gita, the origin of all the spiritual isms and the knowledge of all the knowledges, which has now been further simplified by His Divinity Swami Prakashanand Saraswati, the foremost disciple of Jagadguru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, who is the supreme divine dissension of this age. The Gita is not only a philosophy, it is a promise of God.
Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijani priyosi me.
It tells to merge all the spiritual formalities into the exclusiveness of loving devotion to the supreme form of God, and you will receive His vision.
Vande Navaghana Shyamam Pita Kausheyavasasam Sanandam Sundaram Shuddham Sri Krishnam Prakriti Param Namaha Kamalana Namaha Kamalamaline Namaha Kamalapandaya Namaste Kamale The Divine Souls, we are going to listen the explanation of a very important verse of the Gita that Krishna said 5,000 years ago. When he was on this earth planet in his absolute divine form. He has said Gita prior to this also millions of years ago. But recently, not very long, just 5,000 years, he said the whole of the Gita. So, what is the verse? It's the very last verse of his teachings of Gita. Very last verse. Sarvadharman parityajye mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. With this verse, he ends his teaching of Gita, the very last verse. What is Gita? Gita actually is said to be Sarva Vedanta Saram. the sar, the quintessence, the essence, the gist of all the Upanishads. Gist of all the Upanishads. The question comes, what are Upanishads? They are also the knowledge of God Himself. You must have heard Vedas, yes. How were they revealed? By Brahma. When? In the very beginning, or before the beginning of human civilization, much before. And how Brahma conceived the knowledge of the Vedas when he did not create this planetary system before the creation. You see, in one galaxy there are millions of earth planets, millions of suns, and all those earth planets where people live, human beings live, they are called one Brahmanda because they have one sun and one planetary system. So one system is called one Brahmanda. So there are millions of Brahmandas in one galaxy. And there are uncountable galaxies in this universe. So uncountable Brahmandas. All those Brahmandas are very similar and have a very similar setup. Very similar means what? Means they are not similar in size. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Ours is a smaller one, not very big. But the administration, celestial administration, spiritual looking after, the sections of this one Brahmand, material section and celestial section, all those are very similar. And the Creator is always called Brahma in all the Brahmandas. One Brahma, one Vishnu, one Shiva. So in all the worlds, these three are there, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Also other forms of gods and goddesses, but these three are main forms which are involved in the administration of this particular Brahmand. Anyway, in every Brahmand, the Creator is Brahma. So in this Brahmand, or the Creator of this Brahmand, the present Brahma, before the creation, He was. So, where was He? He was in His own celestial space, and that space is beyond the comprehension of any kind of scientific researches or philosophies or theories. It's a different dimension, entirely different dimension. But in this, around this planetary system, you can say. Anyway, He was alone, and He knew that He is going to create a planetary system, physical planetary system, plus the various seven abodes, which are called celestial abodes. So He prayed God. यस्यैकनिश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्ये जीवन्ति लोमविलजाः जगदण्डनाथा विष्णुर्महान् स हि यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषम् tamaham bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham tamaham bhajami. O Govinda, O Krishna, O Supreme Form of God, O Adipurush, tamaham bhajami, I surrender to you. I seek for your guidance. So, all his prayer is called Brahma Sangita, a scripture. Brahma Sangita. This verse is from that Brahma Sangita. So, when he prayed Krishna, Govinda Krishna, he felt impregnated with the knowledge of the Vedas and the presence of Krishna himself. He got the knowledge. So not going in detail what had happened after that. He got the knowledge. What knowledge? Vedic knowledge, Vedas. And how did it come? Through Supreme God Krishna. It came. So that knowledge was just a knowledge. Then he produced that knowledge in the form of a book, you can say, in writing. So one could read it. So they were called Vedas. At that time, when he decided to impart this knowledge to someone, there was no one. Before making it into a book form, I am saying, he only had the knowledge. So he created the celestial abodes first. He created his abode, Satyalok, Tapalok, Janalok, he created. So then he created, or he just thought, and some eternal sages and saints, they appeared. One of them was Narad. They were Sanakadi, four Jnani saints, many other saints. Then he thought again, and many saints more appeared, many more saints. By that time, he had created this whole planetary system and all the celestial abodes, Gandharvalok, Bhuvalok, Swahalok, Maharalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok, and Prithvilok, the earth planet. So, he taught the Vedas to those saints. Just he told, and they listened and understood and kept in their mind. So for a few generations it went on. Saints said to other saints and they grasped it. So it was called Shruti. Shruti means by hearing they grasped and they were impregnated with that knowledge. So when human beings were to be produced on this earth planet, produced means human beings were somewhere, they had to come in the human form. So prior to that, those saints made that in a form of a book. So one can read. So anyway, that knowledge of the Vedas, Brahma revealed to saints and then saints to us. That Veda is four sections: Rik, Yaju, Sam, Atharva. And the Vedic affiliates, the books are many in thousands. We don't go in detail. They are in thousands. Veda, Vedanga, So many Shastras. Just take the Vedas, four Vedas, Rik, Yaju, Sam, Atharva, and they have their sections. Mantra section. Mantra means just prime verses, mantra section. Then Brahmana section, then Aranyak section. These three are very important. Then Shraut and Anukramanika. So Shraut, Anukramanika, these two sections are just the explanations of main Vedic verses. So these three are important: mantra, Brahman, Aranyak. So mantra bhag, prime verses of the Vedas. Then Brahmana bhag, in that bhag means part. In that section, Veda explains the various rituals, the various sacrifices is called yagadi. It's also extensive. Then the other one, Aranyak, is most important among all the 5 sections. Most important. Aranyak is called Upanishad. Aranyak. They are 202 Upanishads. Not very many, just 202. Out of 202, 108 Upanishads had been published long time ago from Varanasi, and the rest published some time ago from Madras. So 108 are of importance, prime importance. Out of 108, 11 are supposed to be very important. ईश, केन, कठ, प्रश्न, मुंडक, मांडूक, ऐतरेय, तैत्तरीय, श्वेताश्वतर, छांदोग्य, बृहदारण्यक. These 11 are very important. So many saints, almost all the Jagadgurus have written explanations, means bhashya, on these Upanishads, on these 11. Out of 11, one is very important, Ishopanishad, because that belongs to the mantra section, the prime verses section of the Veda. So Ishopanishad explains the whole philosophy in gist. And then the other 11, they explain that in detail. The rest 201, they can explain in detail. So out of all these 202 Upanishads, I said 108 were published from Kashi, Varanasi, and rest from Madras, say in 2 sections. So for first section, there are 2 more Upanishads, Radhikopanishad and Gopal Tapaniya Upanishad. And from the other part, published from Madras, the one Upanishad called Sam Rahasya Upanishad. These 3 are of prime importance to the devotees of Krishna. To understand what is Krishna, who is Krishna, who was Krishna, when he descended. These Upanishads reveal these 3. Sometimes we quote the verses of these verses in our speeches. So in this way, they are all Upanishads. Now, what is Gita? Sar, the essence. So these Upanishads and their explanations of various saints and all the Jagadgurus, they also become large. means they are extensive. Krishna brought them all into 700 verses. Only 700, not very many. And out of all those 700 verses, the first 5 verses of the teaching and the last 3 verses of his teaching are of absolute importance, you can say. Absolute importance. So, we have explained the first 5 verses when I spoke on the introductory part of the Gita and the prime philosophy of the Gita. So, in those two series, the first 5 verses have been explained in detail. Now comes the last 3 verses of his teaching, and the very last verse is this one, Sarvadharman Parityajye Mamekam Sharanam Braja. The first 5 verses, they explain mostly the philosophy. Philosophy of what? Philosophy of Maya, soul, and God. There are only 3 things. Souls, we are all souls. Maya, within us, around us. And God, within us and beyond us. Where are all 3? Everywhere. All 3 are everywhere. Everywhere means what? In this world, in the divine world. All 3? Yes, all 3. They cannot be separated. They are so one, yet separate, beyond imagination, beyond understanding of a human intellect. So, are they all 3 in Golok also? Sure, why not? Is Maya in Golok? No, not in Golok. But in Golok, in Vrindavan, Krishna is there, Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and within Godhead, in Godhead personality, in the personality of Krishna, Maya is there, but that is dormant. It cannot be active. So, Maya is active in this Mayic world, and Maya inactive in the divine world, just like nothing. Just like of no significance, absolutely negligent. So you can say it does not exist, literally. But it does exist in some form, but totally dormant, totally inactive. Because God contains everything within all the time. So it's of no importance. So it means Maya is not there in Golok. But in this world, Maya is predominant, and not only predominant, Maya is around us and within us. Around us, you see this world, the universe, and within us, our own created Maya of attachments, illusions, which is called moha, asakti. Are there souls in Golok, Divine Vrindavan, Saket Lok, Vaikuntha Lok? Yes, but they are all saints, liberated souls, not under bondage. So in this world, souls are under bondage, and Maya predominates every soul, and Maya is around us, creating this whole universe. In the divine world, all the souls are liberated, and they are all saints, and they are experiencing the bliss of their divine beloved God. And Maya, just like nothing. So, this all philosophy, in brief, Krishna described. Philosophy of soul, philosophy of Maya, philosophy of God. So, soul is seeking God realization. Soul is seeking God realization since eternity, but soul has forgotten that it is seeking God. And in seeking God, it began to seek worldly pleasure by ignorance. So, to dispel the ignorance, Krishna gave the knowledge. And how to dispel that ignorance, the practical side, he explains in the last 3 verses, which we are going to listen from tomorrow. That's all for today. We'll do chanting. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai Jai. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai. Govind Jai